first birthday. Kamaya's mother said she had nowhere else to go. Baby Kamaya lived with her two older siblings, ages 10 and 7, and their mom inside of house on Ferguson near Finkel and Grand River. I feel we all failed Kamaya, and we should honor her memory and never forget that we have a sacred duty to protect our babies as we protect the health, safety, and welfare of all the people of Detroit. And so today we can say, with the blessings of Mayor Duggan and my colleagues, that we plan to name one of our projects, our housing projects, after Kamaya Davis. Yes. The citizens of Detroit are the greatest resource that Detroit has, and those of us that would lead must believe accordingly. The days of warehousing human beings in Detroit is over. Stacking human beings in projects of despair is the breeding ground for crime and violence. Affordable single-family housing and multi-unit housing integrated into stable Detroit communities is a fundamental step to building strong families and a safer Detroit. That will really make Detroit a comeback city. That is why the scope of the undertaking of teamwork between Detroit City Council and the mayor's office is so important as we lay the foundation for truly affordable housing based on the real income of those in need of housing fit for human beings. When I approached Mayor Duggan, based on my experience in the state legislature and now serving you as your Detroit councilwoman, and discussed the need for Detroit to have affordable housing based upon real Detroit incomes, not economically discriminatory, AMI, that's area medium income, that kicks Detroiters to the can't affordable housing curb, because that's what it does. Mayor Duggan was immediately receptive. I thank you, Mayor Duggan. So today we are unveiling here today is the result of the mayor and city council teamwork to make home ownership and affordable housing a Detroit reality. Housing will include rehabbing of land bank housing, multiple housing units, and single family housing. You will be able to own or rent houses from 30% to 60% AMI. The mayor knows how important that one was to me. Starting at 30% because many of our Detroit residents, income is actually $19,000 and under. So we want them to have an opportunity to live in decent housing. We will offer a toll-free number, which the mayor has already talked about, that will serve as a clearinghouse for all housing issues. We don't need grandstanding and political chest thumping. We don't need that. We need to start rehabbing, building, and moving Detroiters into their new homes right now. Thank you so much.
Slightly under the weather with COVID is a great leader on this program, and I'm hoping through the modern technology of Zoom she's going to be able to join us. Councilmember Letitia Johnson. Councilmember, are you there?
Good morning. Yes, I am here. Thank you all so much so first of all, let me apologize that I'm not able to join you in person. I am under the weather, as the mayor indicated. I do appreciate the accommodations that have been made to give me the ability to join you virtually because affordable housing is so near and dear to me. As a native Detroiter who grew up in a low-income household, I know how important it was for my mother to be able to rent a house that could accommodate raising 5 children at that time. Renting an apartment was simply out of the question for our family and is so for so many Detroit families today. So addressing housing has to be a multi-pronged approach, and I'm glad to join my colleagues and the mayor to develop these programs to build upon the work that's already being done so we can address the various housing needs of all Detroit residents. My focus, of course, is more on affordable home ownership because my siblings and I are examples of how home ownership not only helps with building wealth, stabilizing our communities, and creating opportunities for families to utilize growth and equity to become business owners and pass that opportunity down to others within our family. And that I am extremely appreciative of because it's likely not something that we get to do outside of the city of Detroit. So I think it's important for us to make sure that we create that opportunity for Detroiters who can continue to build generational wealth. This comprehensive plan covers all bases: neighborhood stabilization, affordable rental units, affordable home ownership, providing that customer service component. So all Detroiters have the opportunity to reach out to one location and understand the opportunities for housing that they get to apply for. And within all of this, we're creating jobs and opportunities for local trades. Our work will positively affect communities throughout our great city. I'm so appreciative for everyone that is standing here today because I know all of the work that you all do. And I'm looking forward to continuing this conversation because, as the mayor indicated, this is just the beginning. We are all focused on affordable housing, and I'm so glad to see Member Durhall present as well. I know that Member Santiago Romero is present with us in spirit. But we look forward to continuing the conversation on the Equitable Development Task Force so that we can continue doing the work and building upon this announcement that we have today. Thank you all so much for the accommodations again. Wish I could be there with you in person, but I am certainly here cheering you all on and thanking you for your support in this tremendous endeavor. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Council Member. We can hear you loud and clear. Let me run through the 7 points in the plan so that the community can understand the magnitude of what these 3 council members and our staff have put together. First of all, we're going to put $20 million into basically a central call center. It'll be a hotline number if you are immediately homeless, but it'll also be the place you go if you're starting to fall behind in your rent. If you want to find a new place to live, you're a senior citizen, wants to move out of your house and get into an apartment. And David Bowser, who you're going to hear from, is going to run that. We will also have a number of community sites where you can actually come in and sit down and talk about your issue. I expect that David will have the homeless hotline up and running by September, and by early next year, it's my hope that anybody who puts a rental property on the market in the city of Detroit, we have it all on one website, one telephone number. So if you're looking for housing in Detroit, you only have to go to one place. This is going to be revolutionary in this city. Second, Sandra Enriquez, who you're about to hear from, who runs our Detroit Housing Commission, is going to take a dozen or so buildings just like the one behind us, apartment buildings, and renovate them, rent them out, and this is something that Councilmember Callaway pushed continually, but at 30% of AMI, and this is something that all the council members are sharing, is we've got people of very low income who deserve to be in quality housing but couldn't afford something else. And they're going to do that, and I'm pretty sure Sandy is going to start right behind us. We are going to start the most complicated thing of all, trying to take individual land bank houses. And we're going to try to create partnerships with community development organizations and nonprofits where we help subsidize the rehab so they in turn can turn around and rent out these houses at low income and provide options for those tenants to buy the house so that they can gain wealth in the long run. We, and the governor has been tremendous on this, are going to build 1,600 new units. A number of them have already been announced in the last few weeks across 30 different developments, including 250 units of what we call permanent supportive housing. These are for folks who have been chronically homeless It makes no sense to take a homeless person off the street, put them in a shelter at 6 o'clock at night, and kick them back out of the street at 8 o'clock in the morning and expect their lives to change. These folks often need a lot of assistance, whether it's mental health issues, addiction issues, employment issues, or something going on in their lives. With permanent supportive housing, you go into a location where you stay for months and get the kind of support that you need. We are going to engage in the largest down payment assistance program that we've ever started, and we are going to have a goal in this first phase to get 600 current renters in Detroit and convert them to homeowners as part of what Councilmember Johnson wants to push as a major increase in homeownership in this city. We're going to put $5 million into a landlord assistance program to speed up some renovations. And here's what we're going to look at. Everybody in this city knows you drive down commercial corridors in this city, there are vacant apartments on top of a lot of those buildings. There are very few ways to get housing built faster than to take all of those vacant apartments on top of those commercial strips and get people living there. And it builds up traffic in the neighborhood, which helps the commercial districts. And so the landlord assistance program is going to speed up that effort. And finally, Nicole Sherrod-Freeman will be emphasizing this in a great way over the next couple of months. But we have a lot of folks who are calling up saying, my rent went up $100, $200 a month, I can't afford it. These folks are working, but maybe they're working in a job that's $12 an hour. The solution could be, let's train you for a better paying job, let's get you to a good place, but as you go through that training process, not only will we pay you for the training, let's give you subsidies that you can use either for your rent or for your child care to make that transition from your lower paying job to the training to the higher paying job where you can have a good middle class job and not ever have to worry about being evicted again. Those are the 7 points, the $200 million, and by February of next year, this is just money we're going to commit by the end of December 2022. By February next year, we're into the 23-24 budget. There's going to be a whole nother round of initiatives and another round of funding. As I say, there's going to have to be at least $500 million of public money over the next 3 years and a lot of private money to go with it. But this plan, what Councilmember Waters said is, let's tell people what we're going to do this year, the immediate action. And so this is the $200 million that we're going to have committed before the end of this year, and the plans will build from there. And right now, we have somebody who's been a supporter from beginning to end. And while he didn't sit in the room to hammer this out, I know he's going to be a huge advocate each and every step of the way. He used to represent this district as a state rep and is really glad to see this place renovated. Councilmember Fred Durhall.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and I will be very brief. I think my colleagues who have exemplified a great leadership for home ownership, if you've been listening to them at the council table, they have been leading the charge for home ownership in this city. When I think about this neighborhood and projects and the importance of home ownership having to come from MISTA, the State Housing Development Authority, I'm glad to see our city taking steps through help from the administration and the mayor's office and the leadership of council members Waters, Johnson, as well as Callaway. We are making changes for housing. Help is on the way, and that is something that is refreshing for our citizens as we hear them every day, through whether that be public comment or letters and emails and phone calls to our office. And so I could not be more elated today. As Mayor Duggan mentioned, I represented this neighborhood, grew up not too far from here as well. My entire family has. And to see this building, which has been vacant for so very long, have a beacon of hope means not just so much to me, but members and residents of our community as well. So thank you for the opportunity for allowing me to express that, and I cannot wait to see the changes of which this program will bring for our city. Thank you.
So now I want to bring up the woman who is going to renovate that building and many others under the supervision of Councilmember Callaway, I'm sure, the head of the Detroit Housing Commission, Sandra Enriquez.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning. Good morning to the members of my colleagues here from the Detroit Housing Commission, to the city councilors who are here. I have a couple things I just need to say because you've heard it all. Housing is a human right. I've been at this doing affordable, deeply affordable housing my entire career, government sector, private sector, for 50 years, and I like to say longer than most of you have been alive. Housing is a human right, and it is also, more importantly, the foundation upon which we build our lives. A lot of us take it for granted, but having the security, excuse me, of knowing where you're going to sleep at night, raise your children, get interested in the community, in education for yourself, for your children, job opportunities, promotional opportunities, all of that stuff you really need to focus on or want to focus on, but if you have to worry about where you're going to sleep at night, it becomes intensely difficult. I have people who write to me, as I'm sure the counselors have said, I get emails all through the weekend. I need housing. What can I do? Where can I go? So we decided, we've been looking at this building, the K at 2900 Tyler, since the summer of 2020. It is a beautiful building. A lot of buildings and the architecture in the city of Detroit is absolutely exquisite, and a lot of it is in the neighborhoods. And so where do we fit in to do more and more affordable housing, deeply affordable housing? Why don't we do it in the neighborhoods? Why don't we say we will help fill in, if you will, the analogy always used in housing is the picket fence, the missing spines of a picket fence. Why don't we come into a neighborhood and help jumpstart redevelopment activity in those neighborhoods? And so this is our contribution, because why? It's the right thing to do. It's an exciting time. The city has made this commitment along with the administration and with the elected officials, and it's the lifelong work that I was born to do. And with my colleagues, we are going to go city, street by street. That's how you bring back a city, neighborhood by neighborhood, block by block. And we are pleased to be able to participate in this revitalization and continued revitalization of the city of Detroit. Thank you.
Yes, so next I would like to bring up David Bowser. The mayor briefly mentioned that we are going to start a housing services program where people can call and get information about housing resources, including trying to be located in a housing that is affordable for them. We were able to get David, who's a very talented person. I worked with him closely during the pandemic, and I can tell you the passion's there, and the work hardness, I guess, is there too. So I just bring up David to say a couple words.
Good morning. So I'm extremely happy and honored to be able to lead out kind of the service arm of this much larger effort to address housing in the city of Detroit. And so what we're looking to do is build out a series of programs, both new and existing, to address the needs of residents on sort of a continuum basis. And so we'll have a team that's there to lead individuals to the housing options that are going to be provided by the city as this build out occurs. There's also going to be a team that addresses emergency relocation issues across the city. So if you have been displaced, there's going to be a team that's going to help you stabilize as well as gather the documentation and the employment or the income needed to take advantage of the housing options that exist. Also a team to help you stay in the home that you're in. So whether you're a homeowner or you're a renter, being able to provide services that will keep you in that home so that you do not become displaced at all. And also, the biggest thing here, I think, is a housing navigation team that will help you identify housing options across the city, allow you to apply for those housing options, help you with that, and collect the documentation needed to actually take advantage of those options as well. All of this is going to be connected by a call center that the mayor mentioned, and this would be ineffective without the partnership of our community partners and of the city of Detroit. And so we're really looking forward to not only building out the options that exist, but guiding Detroit residents to the options so that they can have and take advantage of those things that are needed. So again, excited to be a part of this effort and looking forward to providing more details upon launch around September or so. Thanks.
So one of the things I love about this plan is making sure we're working with our nonprofits and our CDOs who also have a mission base to make sure that they're working in the neighborhoods and developing their neighborhoods. And so including the fact that we're trying to provide more affordable housing and also cleaning up and addressing blight, additionally working with our nonprofits is pretty special. So I would like to invite up Lisa from CDC and Lakeisha from Snapback to say a couple of words. Thank you.
Good morning. Lakeisha is here representing Linda from Snapback with me, and we just wanted to give a huge thanks to our city council persons and the mayor for these initiatives. Linda and I have met with the mayor a few times about this, and so this is exciting to see something come to fruition like this. I am so pleased that we have a city council that has listened to people on the ground and has listened to their constituents to understand the need for affordable housing. I'm so pleased that we have a mayor who's collaborative with city council instead of combative, and that we can actually roll this out. I mean, that's huge. And I'm very hopeful, we're very hopeful that this is real. I think you've heard people say this a couple of times throughout, that this isn't just some dog and pony show, but this is real, this is gonna happen. And we are pleased that they have included the nonprofit sector, the CDO community, to do rehabs and make those available for the affordable communities that we represent. So thank you to each and every one of you. I'm looking forward to it, and I know Linda is, and we've got houses now that I think are in the queue now, that are shovel ready with this type of funding coming available. So thank you to all of you for making this happen.
Thank you.
Lakeisha did not want to say it, but I know you're there in spirit. It's all good. It's together. And so, a big day, and I can't wait to start working on this. Would love to open it up for anybody who has questions at all. All right? Hearing none. Thank you, everyone, for being here. All right, guys. Sorry,